Are you dying to know which Gossip Girl couple reigns supreme? This is gonna blow your mind. First up, Nate Archibald and Serena Woodsen. These two had all the looks, charms, and a love story that kept everyone hooked. Nate is such a popular ship. Me personally, they weren't a bad couple, but I felt that Nate deserved better than Serena. Serena kept getting on Nate about Jenny when Nate had no interest in Jenny. He saw her as the little sister he never had. Also, let's not forget that Serena cheated on Nate with Dan Humphrey. Now, as much as I love Dan, it was wrong to bring Dan and Serena back. They had their time together. They didn't need to be brought back. To sum it up, I just didn't feel a connection with Nate. We should have seen their chemistry as friends first before just putting them together. But I do agree that Nate always loved Serena. However, Serena didn't love Nate the same. I would have loved to see Serena fall harder for Nate. Maybe my opinion of them would have changed. Fifth place goes to Lily Woodsen and Rufus Humphrey. The rock star and socialite gave us all the mature relationship goals. These two had an epic love story. The fact they were each other's first love is so adorable. Now, as much I think these two should have been endgame, they did have a lot of problems. My heart broke when Lily believed Rufus cheated on her. Lily was getting so close with William, I felt so bad for Rufus. I couldn't stand Serena in this situation. The couple also had a lot of money problems, which caused a lot of arguments. Lily was rich and Rufus wasn't. I also felt like when Bart came back, she shouldn't have taken him back so fast. These two had a lot of communication issues. When they argued, they would just give each other some space but wouldn't talk to each other. But other than all the problems they went through, they were a good couple. Rufus was the only good husband to Lily compared to her other marriages. They should have been endgame. Coming in fourth, Nate Archibald and Vanessa Abrams. They had their ups and downs, but who didn't root for this Brooklyn meets Upper East Side love? These two are an underrated couple. In my eyes, Vanessa was the only one out of Nate's girlfriends that truly loved him. We may have not gotten a lot of screen time with them, but when we did, their moments were so cute. They didn't get to the I love you stage yet, but I feel like if Jenny and Blair weren't in the way of their relationship, then they could have possibly worked out. A lot of people hated Vanessa. I personally loved Vanessa in the early seasons, but she did get annoying later on. Sliding in third, it's Carter Bazin and Serena Woodsen. With their sizzling chemistry and whirlwind moments, it's a romance we can't forget. We should have gotten more screen time of them. Serena was truly happy with Carter. I would have loved to see more of these two. I hated that we didn't see more of Carter. He could have gotten a good character development. The fact that he just left, never to be seen of again until he comes back for only one episode when Serena was with Nate. If these two had more time together, they could have been endgame. Next, we have the chaotic chaos couple, Jack Bass and Georgina Sparks. They're wild, unpredictable, and always keep us on our toes. Even though we only got a few scenes of them, those moments were adorable. I would have loved to see their relationship considering that they were endgame. These two are the exact versions of each other. I'm glad they got their happy ending. And finally, at number 1, it's the unexpected duo Dan Humphrey and Blair Waldorf. Who knew Lonely Boy and Queen Bee could bring so much drama and charm? Dan was truly the only one who loved Blair for who she was. He treated her like a princess. It killed me that they weren't endgame. In my opinion, Blair loved Dan, but she was just scared of the feelings she had for him. That's why she ran back to her comfort zone, Chuck. She was so used to her toxic love with Chuck. But what Blair didn't know was that she really hurt Dan. Now, I don't excuse some of the decisions Dan has made, but Dare's breakup really affected Dan. The fact that Serena ended up with Dan and Blair ended up with Chuck made me so mad. Let's not forget that Dan and Serena share a sibling, and the only reason Chuck proposed to Blair was to save his butt. Dan and Blair had insane chemistry and were soulmates. They deserve to be endgame. So, who's your favorite Gossip Girl couple? Leave a comment below and keep the gossip going.